Good morning, children. How are you all? So let's start our next chapter, chapter number 3, economic reforms since 1991. In the previous chapter, Indian economy in 1950 to 1990, we read about that which type of economics adopted by India after the independence, why they have adopted that, what is economic planning at that time, what is the achievement of the 5-year goal plans also we have discussed in the previous chapter. We discuss about the self-reliance, modernization, equities, agriculture, policies, land reforms, all that thing. And we also discuss about the uh, that in our country, what is the foreign trade at that time? What are the conditions of the small scale industries? And after the condition of the agriculture, how we have introduced the green revolution. So, in the Green Revolution, after the Green Revolution, what happened? Now, after the this has happened up to the 1990s. So, what happened after the 1990s? We can discuss here, because up to the 1990, the government has think about people are also thinking about that economics is not economy of our country is not good. GDP is going down, we are facing the so many crises and that inflationary rate is very high. So what we have to do? If something is wrong with us, then we have to reform it. We have to change it. We have to make another policy. If the policy is not working, previous policy is not working. So what we are doing, we are just changing our way to do that work. Same thing has happened in our country also in 1990. After the 1990, the economic condition is not good. So all of them or economists or government has think about to do some changes. First of all, they have studied why we are facing this problem, and after that, they have just changed the structure. They have changed the policies. What we have to do next to speed up our economy. So here we will start our this chapter with the definition of economic reforms. Economic reforms or structural adjustment is a long-term, multidimensional package of various policies. Policies, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. In very short, we are saying to it LPG. And programs of the speedy growth, efficiency in production, and make the competitive environment. Economic reforms were adopted by Indian government in 1991. So what happened? Our condition is already I told you before the 1991 our Indian economic condition is very miserable, and it was due to the cumulative effect of number of reasons. So first of all, we have to discuss about the factors responsible for the economic reforms. Why we have to use, why we have to need for the reforms. So first of all, we will discuss about that. Then you can understand why we have which type of reforms we are using. Fall in foreign exchange reserve as import grew faster than export. Every country, those who are doing imports more, they are facing the economic crisis because our foreign reserve have to be paid for that. If foreign reserve is not there, so our money value will be goes down. So it is directly connected. If we are doing export more, then what happened? Foreign exchange come to our country, and our value of money is also improved. So that is the main thing for the for at that time. Foreign exchange reserve, foreign exchange business, import. We are doing so much import in our country, and we are not doing the export, and that is the main thing. That is harmful for our country. Adverse balance of payment resulted repayment crisis. Deficit of a BOP, balance of payment, arises when foreign payment for import exceeds foreign receipt from export is less. Even after imposing heavy tariffs and fixing quotas, there was a sharp rise in import. On the other hand, there was a slow growth, a very slow growth of exports due to the low quality and high price in Indian goods and in the international market. And one more thing is there that our some policies for taking the license, for completing the quota, for using the tariff, that is very high and very complex, you can say things. So that is why it is difficult. Mounting fiscal deficit as government expenditure grew faster than revenue. So as we know that in the budget or any sectors, what happened if the expenditures grew or expenditures are high, and if our income is very less, so it will be harmful for us. So that is the main thing that we have to be, that is called physical deficit as government has facing at that time. So we have to need the reform. Rise implies inflationary pressure. There was consistent rise in a general price level in the economy due to increasing in the money supply and shortage in the essential goods. So if the essential goods price is high, then how what the common man do? So that is the negative impact on the investment. So that is why we have need the reforms because investment is compulsory for any country. Gulf crisis increasing crude oil prices, which is negatively affected to the BOP. This is also important export trade. High rate of deficit financing. So what is the thing is that in our public sectors, what is happening? Actually, the revenue was very less, and other things, expenditures are exceed, and that is why these companies, these public sectors are in the loss. So that is also the thing that we have to require the reforms to change that thing. And a huge burden of debits is going on to the government. The expenditures and the higher revenue, lower revenue is there. As a result, the government had to borrow money from the bank, public, and from the international financial institutions, and that is very harmful for us. Collapse the sovereign blocks means that whatever we are facing, the foreign exchange reserves is very lowest. BOP also arises, deficit of BOPs arises, and these things what happen and the public enterprises are also not well. So this is the harmful for our economy. So what the economist and the government thought, we have to do something from that. We have to make different policies. We have to make new policies to make our economy more growth, more profitable. So what they have to do, they have do some changes in the policies, in the laws, so that can be help to the economy and make our so more competitive in the global world. Because if you think about it, if you are selling something, for example, you are the one of the shopkeeper, and you are selling your things in the country, in at your city only, in your area. So what happened, daily you will earn maybe 1000 or 2000, not more than that. But if you are if you are selling your things in whole city, in the whole state or country, so obviously your income will be increased. So that is the thing, that is the policies at that time. India thought that we have to be import, we have to be export more things and improve our productivity, so it can be helpful to us for our economy. So some of the measures taken by in the new economic policy stabilization measures, these are the short-run measures introduced by government to control rising price, adverse balance of payment, and fall in foreign exchange reserves. So what they have thought, new exchange policies, economic policies. So first thing they have to take some measures. What measures? Improving the efficiency of the economy, and international. We have to face the international competitiveness by removing the various segments of the Indian economy. So all that thing happens if they think happen. then it will be helpful. Then structural adjustment. These are long-run policies aimed at improving the efficiency of the economy and increasing in the international competitiveness by removing the rigidity of the various segments of an Indian economy. Actually, be very well known if we want long term profit. So we have to do some adjustment, we have to compromise with some profit. So continuously we will get those things. One more, so here what happened, the government has just think about three main policies of the structure reforms of the country: liberalization, privatization, globalization. Already in the previous chapter I told you that there are very strict policies that is in our country for taking the license, for using the tariff, for taxes, all that thing. So we have to, we need to change. If we want to do the business, we have to need to change. So that is thing happened there. Privatization, most probably in the before the 90, most probable countries are the most probable industries are the public sector. Public sectors, and in the public sectors, the officers, the management of the public sector, the people, those who are working there, they are not taking care. They are working there just like they are just doing a job. They are not taking it as a that it is our country's thing. So what happened, slowly those things have the deficit. So privatization is important because the person, those who have their private property, they have to take care for it very. So nowadays also you have think, you learn about the privatization. Most of the things are have done private. So because they want efficiency in the work, that is why. Third and the main thing is globalization. If we are not, already I gave the example of this, that you have a shop, and if you want to say increase your income, then you have to sell your things in the, not only in your area but in the city, within the state, but in the country, or in the at the international level also. So it will, by using the globalization, we have to be reformed from many things. So that is the thing. LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. The economy of India had undergone significant policy shift in the beginning of the 1990s. This new mode of economic reforms is commonly known as LPG, or liberalization, privatization, and globalization mode. So this is the thing, this happens, LPG helps to our country for coming out all those deficit, all those deformalities that we are facing. In the next chapter, in the next video, I will explain you about the liberalization, privatization, and globalization.